feels very powerful being there sometimes. Just put your hands together for Martin to share a story with us, please.
Thank you, George. Good evening, everybody. Happy New Year. I hope you all had a good holiday over the Christmas period and all, and you're back at work, enjoying life and all. I haven't been back on stage in like the last couple of months. I was away in the last one due to the fact that I was supposed to be in Africa, but I was in Paris. And the truth is, I flew to the Gambia so I could turn 36 on my birthday. So as I was traveling from the Gambia to Senegal, I had to deal with some corrupt officials who demanded that I pay them bribes, otherwise they would kick me back to England. I'm like, look, we're in this part of Senegal, Dak is all the way there, how are you going to send me back and all? And it was just basically just corrupt officials wanting money off Western tourists, which I think is a crime against humanity and it is stupid. And literally, I've known for many years that not many countries in Africa are visa-free, but I thought Senegal had been visa-free despite Britain had left the EU. I did not need any authorization. So, being sad and depressed on my 36th birthday, I got on a plane back to London, took the bus to Paris, and made a couple of vlogs in Paris, which was really lovely. And even though I've missed out on places like Mauritania and Morocco, it doesn't bother me. So I'm going to be reading to you a couple of chapters from my latest book, I Lived a Year in London Hostels. It's all about my life when I first came to London in June 2017. I took time out of my London life to travel to some really weird, obnoxious countries like in Central Asia, the Caucasus, Iceland, Belarus. So we go to, it's out now on Amazon. It says at Amazon, it's like, it has helped me self-publish this book. I call it Chapter 14, Kazakhstan Mark 1, 8th and 9th of November 2017. I was supposed to say 18, but stuff up. Ataturk Airport, Almaty, Kazakhstan. It's a short 1 hour flight from Tbilisi, over the Caspian Sea and into Akatu, Kazakhstan. This is where I'll enter my 58th nation. The Kazakh government has been so grateful to us European Union citizens. Some of us can now visit Kazakhstan for up to 15 days without a visa. The flight has nothing much to cheer about. There's a drink, a snack, and a few hard-boiled sweets. As I got off the plane, I knew I was back in Asia some 51 weeks after I crossed from Asia to Europe on the Trans-Siberian Railway. I did write a blog in 2016 that I was hoping to visit Kazakhstan and Kyrgyzstan that year. I filled out a simple immigration form that basically asks for the necessary details. I'm grateful to have this sparkly red book in my bag, and as my hostel contact in Almaty. The border guards are wearing their finest green suits and brimmed hats. This is what I like to see in the former Soviet Union. The Kazakh lady asked me, "Where is my visa?" I told her the Kazakh MC in London said I don't need a visa for 15 days. I was only going to be in this region for 7 days. It's like the time I went to Vietnam and asked me for my visa even though I could stay 15 days. The border lady stared me into Kazakhstan and said, "Good luck." The phrase "good luck" is used all over the USSR. It is one of the only English phrases they are taught to do with us Westerners. As I get out of the airport, I am hassled by taxi drivers and exchange. I'm not leaving the airport, some Kazakh keeps hassling me for money change. If I want to get Kazakhstan tenge, I'll go to an ATM. It's about £1 to 400 tenge, so this money is going to make my wallet a little bit heavy. But just wait till I go to Uzbekistan in the future. I'll need my own bag for Uzbekistan. I go to the ATM to take out 30 quid worth of tenge. This should be enough for a few days in Almaty. I'll swap it over to Kyrgyzstan som when I cross the border tomorrow. I teased the would-be scam by telling him that the ATM gives out cash. I went through airport security again and waited for my flight to Almaty. It was 2 AM in the morning. Right now in London, my mate Arthur's watching Doja somewhere in Camden Town. He said, sent me a photograph of the Doja gals and telling me that Becky says hi. God, I love Becky Wallen, she's so lovely. I go to the airport bar to buy some Kazakh beer. Since I had a lot of tenge, the counter lady asked me if I wanted crackers and chocolate. I said yes, I love Kazakh chocolate. I ate it 12 months ago on the train in Russia. My flight to Almaty left at 7 AM. After a bit of confusion, I was on the plane to Almaty at 7 AM as well. It was the same flight service like as last night. When I got to Almaty, I ignored all the touts. I discovered there was a transport card that can be used to get around town. I got on the 82 trolley bus and took me out to some random place in Almaty. The bus went past a big giant national mosque. Later on, I decided to get off at a metro station. When I walked into the cafe, I noticed that my phone, camera, laptop were flat. There's no place to charge me up. A local Kazakh lady noticed how confused I was. I told her I needed to get to this hostel in town. She told me it's a short metro ride for one stop. The lovely lady wrote down my hostel address in Kazakh and told me not to pay more than 500 tenge for a taxi ride. Taxi rides are cheap in Kazakhstan, it's only £1 or £2. I took great usage of the metro train, got to my hotel. I made an online booking at this hostel, but when I got there, they weren't even recognizing my online booking. I had to ask, with the help of Google Translate, if I could charge my laptop and show her my booking. She kept asking if I wanted a room. I said yes, I paid for it now, here's the rest of my $5. After obtaining my key, I just went to my room and went to bed. I just been on 2 planes, crossed 4 time zones, and I was very tired. Tomorrow, I need to get out of Almaty and onto Bishkek in Kyrgyzstan. The next morning, I hear a knock at the door. The receptionist has a Kazakh immigration form. I told her it's not mine. She gave me some money back, and I thought, why are they giving me my money back? The travel between the former capital of Kazakhstan, Almaty, and the Kyrgyzstan capital, Bishkek, can be done very easily for 2,000 tenge. This is less than a flipping fiver. All I had to do was visit the bus station in Almaty, go to platform 1, get on the bus to the border, cross over to Kyrgyzstan and get to Bishkek. I was reading Johnny Blair from Don'tStopLiving.net. He wrote a big guide on how to travel the 235-kilometer distance by road and what to do at the border. I knew I would wish I read this guide over and over and over. With all the time on Thursday spent, I started to walk from my hostel to the bus station. It was a clear day, the sun was out, but I was very sad it wasn't snowing. A year ago, I was 1,769.9 kilometers north of Almaty in Siberia, where there was snow everywhere. I don't understand why there was no snow 17,000 kilometers away in Siberia, but none here in Almaty. I walked through the streets in Almaty, it's at the same bus station. I stopped off at an exchange booth. Lady in the booth was interested in exchanging my clean, crisp £10 sterling note. So I pulled out my next best thing, a clean, crisp £20 note that I withdrew at Luton Airport last Sunday. She was amazed at the sight of 20 quid and gave me close to 10,000 Kazakhstan tenge. A lot of stuff in Kazakhstan cost than 500 tenge, so less than 2 quid. This tenge would exchange well when I crossed into Kyrgyzstan. I always tend to travel with Great British pounds. I always buy a lot more in local currency, if you can exchange them. If you yank a Pom and a Frenchman all go to Kazakhstan with their respective national currency, the Pom will get a lot more tenge for his sterling than the greenback or euro. As I got inside the bus station, I paid the 2,000 tenge fee to get to Bishkek. They gave me the equivalent of a long supermarket receipt, so I also had some passport details on it. The bus leaves a few times a day. It's like taking a shooker in Great Britain. It's more like a van. In the Western world, the bus leaves when it's due. In this part of the world, it's when the bus is full. I was the only person not from the Soviet state on the bus. There was a white Russian lady on the bus, but there's so many Russians living in Central Asia, and many people from Central Asia living in the Russian Federation. I was expecting the Mashuka to make a stop at a police checkpoint. This happened when Johnny Blair did this trip 2 years ago. The police were there, but no checks were taken. A lot of the Kazakhs had their ID card ready to show. There was a stop at the service station at a kebab shop combined to one. I bought another bar of Kazakh chocolate. I could have bought a kebab, but 6 months after the last one, the kebab I ate, I swore not to have another kebab. Around 2 p.m. the bus stopped off at Kurde. This is where the borders of Kazakhstan and Kyrgyzstan meet. Coincidentally enough, the two countries border a river. I get off the bus and walk into the big Kazakhstan border complex. It's colored blue like the national colors. I entered to be stamped out of Kazakhstan, as I've only stayed in this country for 38 hours. I should be back on Monday to see more of Almaty, so I'm going to fly back to Georgia. The border officer stamps my form and collects it. He also stamps a tiny piece of paper and sticks it in my British passport. Good luck, he barks at me. As I'm inside the border complex, I notice all these posters that say in Kazakh, it is illegal to solicit bribes. I walked to the bridge crossing and gave the set of papers to the guard. They are there to check that you've been stamped out of Kazakhstan. Nobody in this border area knows English. So this dumb shit white Russian Kazakh border guard starts fucking around with me. I say, London, going to Bishkek, tourism. So he starts telling me, no Bishkek! I just find this guy to be a bit of a cunt. I've only stayed 34 hours in Kazakhstan, I haven't broken the law, I don't need a visa for Kyrgyzstan. He keeps withholding my passport in his hand. He then starts telling me $50. He wants me to give him $50 so I can cross this stupid bridge. There is a sign at all Kazakhstan airports and even Karang Borders cost not to give bribes. I tell this guy, sorry, I got money. I yelled, no bribes! as he reluctantly gave me back my British passport. The other guy had an AK-47 on him. He could have shot me for not having any money, but he found better use not to point the AK-47 at a foreigner. I said in 2012 I wouldn't bitch to any border guard, even if they took away my British passport and asked $100 for it back, or even if they locked me in the slam for being born in Australia and not using a toilet paper Australian passport. I just couldn't believe after visiting 58 nations in a period of 7 years I'm being asked for bribes. This isn't sub-Saharan Africa, this isn't Eastern Europe, this is Central Asia, and we asked for a $50 bribe to leave a country that allows you to stay 15 days on a visa. It's just nuts. Anyway, that concludes my chapter of in Kazakhstan. I hope you look forward to reading this book later on in your life, and maybe if you get a chance, visit Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, super cheap. I'm Martin Anthony, over and out.